Hi everyone and welcome to my place. I heard your requests. Esther, love the sewing school. The pattern's just a little bit above and beyond me and I really can't be bothered. Have you got anything that we could make that doesn't require a pattern? Well, guess what? How is this for a very, very simple wrap over top? You could make them in whatever fabric you wanted for whatever time of the year. These, I've made 3 of these because this is going to be my new autumn, winter, throw it on, going for a walk, nice and warm. Now it's even got pockets in it because you know how us girls love a good pocket. It's got ties, and this bit here can go up and over your head and keep you nice and warm and cozy, and it's so easy to make. Let me just share how easy it is. Don't even need to go to the sewing machine. First up, you need some fabric. To know how much fabric you need to get somebody to measure across the back of your shoulders, and you add 1 inch on either side. You need 3 pieces of fabric as long as you desire your wrap to be. So when I did mine, I was 18 inches across the shoulders. I added 1 inch on either side, so that was 20 inches. Multiply that by 3, so you're going to need a back, and then you're going to need a left and a right side. They're all the same measurements. Let's talk about the fabric. Now, I found this is the most amazing fabric. I just loved it. I love the patchwork of it. So, when you look at your fabric, you need it to have a little bit of a stretch. Now, the stretch, by stretch I'm meaning not too much stretch. I've just got this much stretch here, as opposed to this side here does not stretch, but this does. So when you are cutting, you need to measure across, make sure this is all nice and straight. You can use wool, you can use cotton, you could use polar fleece. And this idea came from, I was watching a Netflix series, Love the Vikings, and I saw them putting on this wrap top and I thought, I know what that is. I love it. I could do that. So that's where this no pattern beautiful throw comes from, because there's things in our past that can come to our future and we'll be fine. Okay, so you come across, you measure with the stretch going across. So if you're 10 inches, add 2 inches, that's 12. So 12, 12, 12. Cut it out all to the right length, and you also need enough for 2 pockets. Now you can determine the size of your pockets. I made mine 9 inches by 8 inches, or you could go 10 inches by 8 inches, or whatever you want to do. So just to put, I like a nice deep pocket because when I'm out walking, I've got my scissors and my clips in one hand because I'm pinching bits and pieces as I see them as I'm walking along. I've got my phone with my camera in it. So, you know, having a good pocket is quite a good thing. And then you've got free hands. You also need, if you want to put ties on it, you need, now that there, hold on, let me just tell you, I have done this in the notes, but this is, my ties are 26 inches long by 3 inches deep. So you're going to need 4 of those. So when it comes to the fabric, it's going to depend whether you need more or less. But if the fabric is 60 inches wide and you've already worked it out to, I'm going to need 1 meter, you also need enough for, as I said, the pocket and the ties. Right, let me just put that to one side. Now I've got to put on my glasses. First thing you need to do once you have cut everything out, especially if the material is going to fray. Right, by that I mean, see this here? That is going to fray, and if you're going to put all that time and effort into making the garment, you need to zigzag around all of your edges before you start. I didn't do anything with that, and I didn't do anything with that because I quite liked that lovely fringing down the bottom there. It's not perfect, but you know what? It's a wrap top to put over my clothes so that I'm warm when I'm out walking at this time of the year. So you need 3 of those, and you need, as I said, you've got to zigzag everything. The next thing to do is 2, and in my notes I've got with right sides facing you. Now there's a definite, well, you can't really tell that there's a right and a wrong side to this. You can't really, but there could be. So you don't want it, when you're finished, it ends the wrong way. What you need to do is this is my back, that is my left front, that is my right front. Lay those together, and what you do is, now that's the bottom, I don't need to bring this around here like this. Okay, so there I am, my back. There's my back with right sides facing me. There's my left front, or is it my right front? Doesn't really matter. There's my left front with right sides together. So right sides together. I have allowed for a 1-inch seam. Now that's what the extra inches were on either side. The reason I've done that is because I could have shown you how to do a French seam or a flat seam, but I think that the way that we're going to do this is going to make it even better doing it this way. So that inch there, we'll talk about what's going to happen with that in due course. So when I put mine on, depending from the top, this is the top, this is the bottom down here. From there to there, you determine whether you want your, because that's going to form the collar. Do you want it to come up and over your head, or do you just want it to fold around and be 3 or 4 inches deep? If you do, from there to there, I've come down 10. On the first one I showed you, I came down 20 inches so that it did come up. So measure from there to there, pin, leave an opening of 9 or 10 inches. That is for your arm. From that, so 12, 10, that's 12, 10, that's 22 inches down to there. Pin all the way down to there and then sew it. Once you've done that, you repeat it on the other side. Then the fun begins. Right, go to your iron and iron all of these seams here open. I'm not going to show you, it's very self-explanatory. Open that all the way down, and when you press it, you will get a nice, get rid of this bit here. Let me open this bit here. So easy, I just love this top. And all my friends are getting these for Christmas and birthdays this year because they all want mine now. Okay, so pressing that open, where that opening is there, open that, come all the way down here, press that nice and flat. Then what you are going to do is you are going to turn that over 1/4 inch and then sew it over, turn it over another 1/4 inch. Where are my pins? So 1/4 inch, because we've got an inch here, turn that over there and then turn that over there on itself and pin that all the way down. So do one side first, and we're all hoping that you've done nice, even seams. It is an inch all the way down, otherwise this isn't going to work. So that's where my arm starts there, and this was the easiest way I thought of explaining so that you got this was nice and easy, and it just closed off all those seams. So continue all the way down there and then pressing as you go. Be careful, because if you've got this theme on your iron, what will happen is you will burn your fingers, as I discovered. So also, by doing the seam like this, it adds a little bit more texture. So there we are again, we're up here at what is going to be the opening to there, and then all the way, just continue going all the way down like so, and making these as even as you can, so that it is, even though this is going to be on the inside of you, when you put it on and you fold that back, this here's just that little space there is just what I've done there, the heavier bit, it's just going to add a little bit more texture, and I thought that I quite like that cool and groovy look. Okay, so do both sides, sew all the way down on both sides. So that's 4 straight seams really, isn't it? Now once you've done that, remembering that this is the right side, no sorry, this is the wrong side, this is the right side, right? This is the wrong side. What you need to do is turn that over 1/4 inch, press it, and then do the same, and that is how you're going to neaten up both of your seams. Okay, right, moving on. Once you have done that, so exciting, so exciting. Okay, so here we are. That to do your seam, to do these, it's just a matter of, where is that? Where did that go? Okay, so to do this, it's your sides, your ties, stitch across there and then stitch all the way along there, and then get a knitting needle or something, and then all you're going to do is turn that in and then use that needle or whatever, and then push that until you get it out there, pull it into the right sides out. Give it a nice press so that it is nice and flat. Get rid of those, and at the same time do the pockets. Now where are my pockets? Here are my pockets. We'll talk about those now too. So with your pockets, all you need to do is fold over. So 2 ways, let me just show you about this. You can either have them just with the fringing at the top, or you can just bring that down and then stitch across there, and then take it to the iron and then just turn that around like so, and then and that'll just all hold it together. Press along there and press along there like I have done with this here. Now the other thing is, you need to know this. When you look at this here, let me just explain this. I didn't cut it properly. Well, I did, I measured it, but when I laid it on the fabric, that there is, see this here? It's just not quite, that there is not quite to my liking because it wasn't straight. So, and then that needs to just come out a bit too. Okay, so once you've done that, just pin once you've pressed to keep those all together, and don't forget to zigzag all your way along. Okay, so the other thing is that I wanted these bits here. One's got the nice fringe on and one doesn't, but I don't care about that because that's all I need to, I don't care. Right, once you have done, okay, so pretty much, let me just take you to what I'm talking about. Pretty much, this is just the 3 strips of fabric opening here. And that's, just to reiterate, that's how we get this all nice and neat. Now, to do the pockets, put it on and you decide where you want your pockets to be. Now, I've got one on this side here. I've already fixed that one there. So here's my top here, there's my opening, and I came down, I think, to just below my waist. So put it on, then where do you want your pockets? Do you want your pockets up here or do you want them down the bottom? You decide. So once you've pinned one on, what I did was fold it in half like so that you got your 2 sides together, and then I put one on, put pins on the outside, and then turn that over, and where the pins were, I pinned it on, pin to match it up, just, and have a check through to make sure that your length distance from there to there is exactly the same on both sides, and also from there to there, but I've got that in the notes. Now, if you want to add the ties, let me just show you. Put it on like so. If you don't want the ties, that's fine, because what you can do is just get a kilt pin, and just tie it up at the neck. But I like it with the ties on it, because once it's on, it's nice against my body and the wind isn't going to blow it, and I don't have to be fighting and my hands are free. So to do that, to get where you want them to be, you can either have them up here or just find your waist, and then you're just going to pin one to there, and then one on the outside, one to there, and so that they all match. I'm going to show you what I mean by that right now. Is this not the easiest thing that you've ever come across in your entire life? So just pin those, and here it is here, and I'll show you what I mean. Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. So that's what, so it's just a matter of, once you've got to the, oh, hold on, wait a minute, I've got the wrong one. Stop. Stop with the nonsense. I'm getting too excited here. So right, with the putting on your ties, one's there, only one goes on the outside, and the others, I'll show you, isn't this just the best? I just love it. So this goes to there, like so, and then this goes to there and gets stitched, and there we have a beautiful throw. Now, if you wanted to do it in a wool blend, this is another one that I did, because this is going to a friend's for her birthday tomorrow. But it's exactly this, but look how much better, it's the same thing, but it's visually more interesting with the tartan. So whatever you want to create, and I've made this here, this has got a much longer, oh no, it hasn't, it just goes like that. So that's just like a 6-inch self creating beautiful collar. So easy. It'll take you from start to finish less than an hour, and you will never ever have to be worrying about something warm to put on when you go for a lovely stroll throughout the garden. Hope this has been an assistance to you budding sewers out there. If there are any requests to learn how to make anything at the sewing school, please drop me a line. I hope you've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed sharing. See you again another day. Bye for now.